to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Put those cookies back, motherfucker.
Put those cookies back, motherfucker!
If you're looking for the hottest podcast in the land, tune in to Two Strangers, One Podcast. Now, here's Chris.
Well, hello and welcome to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
And all I got to say is fuck Paul Walker.
Oh, God, here we go.
And we were having this, and I guess I'll for the record, let's just say that is totally just my opinion. Paul and I were kind of doing a little bit of internet research before we started recording, just to find out exactly what were the cases, what were the details involved in the mysterious death of Paul Walker and this race car driver who no one seems to know or care about, Roger Rodas. Roger Rodas, who was a race car driver, and I guess I should also say fuck Roger Rodas. I mean, I know you're not supposed to speak ill of the dead, but let's just, Paul. I totally understand that you don't want. I don't want to give out any bad information, but what I'm about to do, I mean, every so far, of course, I'm just getting my information from CNN.com because I'm not going to go to like Joe Blow bullshit website, to get information. But okay, off of CNN.com, they crashed into a pole, or they clipped a pole. Excuse me, they clipped the pole. They clipped the pole that was noted to say 45 miles per hour. And then the Porsche Carrera, a 2005 Porsche Carrera, burst into flames and was pancaked. So a Porsche Carrera GT. I don't think that cars burst into flames and get pancaked if they're doing the legal speed limit. A lot of people, I mean, I can't get a definite answer on this, but people were saying that they were going 100 miles per hour. Now this accident took place in Santa Clarita, which is the name of the actual town, 30 miles north of Hollywood.
Ooh, say it again.
Santa Clarita. Ay, papi. So basically this thing took 30 miles north of Los Angeles, and according once again to according to Wikipedia, Santa Clarita is the largest, most populated, that's the exact word I was looking for, the most populated county the most populated city in Los Angeles County. Oh no, I'm sorry, excuse me. Third, whatever.
You need to get some sleep. I know.
Long story short, it's a pretty populated fucking town, and the fact that you got two rich show-offs fucking around in a car, the headline could have easily read Paul Walker and race car driver kill a fucking family of four. This could have easily, they weren't on a track. It'd be one thing if they were on a track or in an area that was roped off or something like that. No, these guys were tooling around in a domestic area where they could have easily killed people. And, talk about irony. They clipped the fucking light pole that had a 45 mile per hour speed limit sign on it. You obviously don't pancake a fucking Porsche and burst into flames, if you're doing 45 miles an hour.
Well, yeah, and they say from the story that speed was a factor. That's what the sheriff's saying. So
yeah, that's what the sheriff's saying. I mean, I'm pretty sure.
So we won't see like the actual results of the investigation for a while though. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure the forensics are going to take into a factor. And they said that there was a security. I think they said there's like a security video of the car racing by before it broke. You can't see it burst into flames, but I guess like moments before the accident.
Well, I heard something about like there was a problem with the steering, and they were taking it to the shop or something. So I don't know, like...
The problem with the steering is that cars... You're not supposed to go fucking 110 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour. That's the problem with the steering.
Right.
On a residential road, You're not... There's the problem with the steering, and a problem with the brakes, and a problem with the tires, and a problem with the fucking car, and a problem with the fucking driver if you're doing 110 miles per hour in a residential area. I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't know, maybe you're...
I'm going to reserve my opinion until
You're coming to the defense of all guys named Paul or something like that?
Yes, I am.
And-
Because Paul is such a sexy name. I wonder why I'm saying that.
Paul Rubens, the guy who played Pee Wee Herman,
Yes, exactly.
He didn't jerk off in that movie theater.
Oh God.
What
Well,
other
I'm just saying, dude. Like, we don't know exactly really what happened. So maybe it wasn't. But once we get all the facts, I'll give my opinion, of course.
And look, I'm not a car guy. What I'm saying, but I'm looking at the details. It says it's a V10 engine. I mean, Jesus Christ, V10. Even the guy like me who's not into cars knows that that's a pretty fucking powerful engine.
Right.
610 horsepower. I don't know what that means, but I guess that's supposed to be something impressive. It's okay. And then here, just straight up facts: a $450,000 car. People's homes. Some people, you can add up a couple of people's homes, and this and this car is worth more than the price of the car could have housed what 4 or 5 families, easy,
Something like that.
And so I'm just saying, it's. I know it's supposed to. They said okay, the wreck. Okay, and then plus this thing, the wreck took place at 3:30. It's 3:30. It's during the day. I could kind of understand if this took place at night or whatever, like you're hot rodding. I mean, these guys, 3:30, and it was. He was doing a charity, and of course, all these people. You find a reason to do a charity event. You do a charity event to be an excuse to do something you want to fucking do. You know what I'm saying? Like drive around in a fucking $450,000 Porsche.
That's true. That is true.
That's why you have these celebrity golf tournaments and not to speak bad about my dad, but my dad's like a biker, and the bikers, they always do like the toy rallies and stuff like that. And you know why they do the toy rallies? Because one, it's good, and I guess it's good for your karma. But you know what those guys do after they finish the toy rally? They go hit a bar and they get fucking tanked. It's a reason to party. So I guess we're gonna have to have a podcast charity event. We got to have like I don't know, the next Stranger Con or whatever, and we'll say it's a charity event.
Stranger Con.
Because when people feel guilty to like not, for all the people that left the first Stranger Con right after the improv comedy, it's say, look, you people are leaving. It's it's bad karma. It's bad for you're not supporting the. It's
bad for your health.
Yeah, you're all going to hell. We just got to get like some sick looking kid to walk around and cry and get to spending their money.
Okay, I think you've taken that a little too far. Chris is in a really bad mood tonight, I think, folks.
I don't know. I just,
Wait. Let's segue this into bad mood probably being your. Shut the fuck up.
Let's segue into a fucking Polar 45. I'm sorry.
Oh, God. You said something about your ex. There's more to your ex or something?
So the last episode we recorded, which was, I guess, about a week ago, since this is a weekly show, my ex had reached out to me through her cousin's Facebook page. And it is, just saying all these nasty, disparaging things about me.
Right.
So, of course, that piqued my interest because it was definitely an unprovoked attack. Obviously me and my baby mama don't really get along, and but things have been. I don't want to say cool because cool is not the right word. Non-existent would be more appropriate term. And just out of the blue, I was like, what's this verbal? Well, what's this attack all of a sudden? Because obviously it wasn't her cousin that was saying these nasty things. It was her at her cousin's house, and I guess her cousin must have had Facebook on or whatever. So, through the glory of the internet and internet stalking and everything that's everything that goes along with it, I was able to look at her page because my personal profile is blocked. And but the beauty of Facebook is you could always just start another account. And so basically it was just I guess apparently about a month ago she broke up with her boyfriend. So I guess she must have just been, bored and just angry at me, like, whatever problems we had,
I know why she's angry at you. I know why she's angry at you, because her boyfriend probably broke up because of you.
Yes, it's very, very likely that.
Remember what you said?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. there. What's that woman? Carrie Underwood. She has that song. Maybe she'll think next time before he cheats. Well,
Yeah.
maybe she'll think next time before she cheats. I mean, she cheated on him with me back in July. We fucked and everything like that. So, and that was a weird thing, is because like the last time we saw each other, like when she left my car, it was very cool, calm, and collected. But the guy chose to piss me off, so I had to provide him proof that we fucked, which was very easy for me to obtain and to draw conclusions. And ooh, did I lose you?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Oh, I heard a weird beep on my computer. So that being said, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe like me letting him know that we fucked back in July, and I guess this would have been, had they still been together, they would have been coming up on their quote unquote year anniversary. So, but it was just like I said, it was totally unprovoked. I mean, actually, the last time I saw my baby mama was in family court, and things were kind of like, I purposely like didn't even like look in her direction just to like not provoke anything. I'm not looking for problems or anything like that. And she's, it was one of those deals where like, oh, she started it. And
Yeah.
so I was checking out her page, and apparently she broke up with him, I guess, around this time last month. And she moved back in with her dad, because she was like living with him, with her new boyfriend. And so she's back with her dad, which does mean that she's back
Hey.
home with my daughter.
Hey, Chris, you're.
What's up, Paul?
Yeah, I'm here. Your mic went out.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Shit.
It's done that a couple times, and I was just trying to see if maybe.
Oh man, that sucks. It's shit. I'm not moving anything. And we're back. Hopefully, technical problems hopefully didn't take over the show. But so basically, fuck Paul Walker, fuck my ex. I guess I did. But she's
Oh God.
well, she's single again, and
So you're just a little you're just a little freaking stalker there, aren't you?
well, I mean, she didn't provoke me. It was one of those deals where like I was kind of just minding my own business, doing my own thing. And basically checking out her account, like, she's making threats towards me and making all these little snide comments. And of course, obviously she's mad at her ex for whatever reason. They're not together anymore. But, I left her alone. You know what I'm saying? Why provoke somebody into like, but and she wanted to. That's the whole reason she did the whole thing. She wanted to get my attention. So I even sent her a message, saying, "Hey, how you doing?" It's kind of being all sweet and nice just to see. And then then she blocked that profile too. So
That's funny.
yeah, that's pretty funny. So that's basically what's going on there. So what's next on the by the time this episode comes out, I guess it'll be yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
But for us, it would be tonight, the Tuesday the 10th, was the Victoria's Secret fashion show, and it was on CBS. And I had it on in the background. There's something about, because I mean, it's so weird, like in this day and age when you could like watch porn and you could see a woman getting fisted. It's like,
Oh Jesus Christ.
what I'm saying? When you can see people have all types of horrible things done to their body, and you can see nudity. The Victoria's Secret show shouldn't have the impact that it does. But I mean, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I mean, once again, I wasn't like watching it. It was one of those things that I kind of had on in the background and I was watching every now and then. But Victoria's, like, porno chicks don't really look that hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's obviously a lot of production value that goes into Victoria's Secret models.
Right.
So I enjoyed it. It's basically when right before they would go to commercial and come back from commercial, then you'll see like backstage stuff, or it's supposed to be like them like trying to show us like how normal they are, and the girls, and that stuff irritated me. Saying, stop trying to show me how normal they are. I'm saying?
Right.
In 30 seconds we're going to see them rolling down the stage with fucking peacock feathers coming out of their ass. They're not normal. They're not, that's the whole reason they're Victoria's Secret models. So, we're not paying or people aren't organizing an event to watch normal girls walk down a runway. These are gorgeous women that have been, that don't eat and starve themselves and hold themselves up to society's standard on what's attractive. God knows how much money they waste on makeup and hair and everything like that. Don't show me her on her phone tweeting. It's not, you know.
Right.
So I mean, it was entertaining, you know. Like I said, it's like, you know, top notch. You know, the Victoria's Secret girl's always kind of top notch, top notch, I guess. What we call it.
Oh God.
So, you know, just and then
One
like,
of
you
those
know,
nights, folks. One of those nights.
yeah, it definitely is one of those nights. And it was one of those deals where they had it was like Fall Out Boy was playing, and I'm not a fan of them. Taylor Swift is playing, you know, not really a fan of hers either, but at least she's, you know, she's pretty to look at. And and it's so funny because, like, you know, they're playing while the Victoria's Secret models are walking down the runway. So it's like a weird kind of like, is this a concert? Is it the Victoria's Secret show? You know what I'm saying? I guess like if you were just watching people walk up and down, that would be boring. So I guess, you know, they're jazzing it up with music. But like if I, you know, obviously all those models, you know, for you to share the spotlight, you know what I'm saying, that the camera's spending more time on Taylor Swift than the freaking girls on the runway. You know, I'm surprised they don't like get all catty and try to like scratch Taylor Swift's eyes out or something like that. I don't know.
You're losing it.
Yeah, I'm really losing it, man. All right, give me something, man. Give me something to work with.
Give you something to work with.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, Samurai Jack is back.
Samurai Jack is back. Okay. So,
We broke that on the podcast a day ago, actually.
okay. And because I remember we were talking right before the podcast about Samurai Jack, and the reason, you know, when I think of Samurai Jack, which actually oddly enough I never really watched Samurai Jack, but I really was a huge fan of Dexter's Laboratory and Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the 2003 series, not the new animated one, because, you know, they were from, okay, this guy's name, and I'm gonna, hopefully I don't slaughter it. Gendy?
It's Gendy.
Tartakovsky.
Something like that, yeah.
Tartakovsky. And then he has middle name is Borisovich. Jesus Christ, Borisovich. That's a super Russian name. Okay, so Gendy Tartakovsky, which is the guy behind Dexter's Lab, and you know, and actually and Symbionic Titan, which I just learned tonight. Yeah. Oh, and I didn't realize he directed Hotel Transylvania, the Adam Sandler.
Yes, he did.
Wow. So I'm glad that he's coming up in the world.
Well, I mean, Samurai Jack was big on Cartoon Network before, but the thing is it, you know, it's a lot of people wanted it to come back on the air after it played during the 20th anniversary, and it's been buried on Boomerang for the longest time, which is one of Cartoon Network's, you know, that's where they play all their old cartoons like Flintstones and Jetsons and, you know, all those shows that we kind of. I think I think that's still there. Dexter's Lab is there. I'm trying to think what else is there.
Top Cat.
SWAT Cats. Oh, SWAT Cats. I said, actually, when we interviewed Jason, because that's when he announced it, I said to him, what did I say to him? I was like, during the next time that they have daylight savings time, they should have SWAT Cats on instead of what they you know, something else, because they own the rights to it. You know, it's all Cartoon Network. I mean, you're telling me that you can't get it for one night?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, that would be awesome. It fits. You know, it would be something awesome just to throw on there for a night. It's not going to hurt anything. What are people going to go, oh no, that was a bad idea? Not really. A lot of people fucking like SWAT Cats. So, I don't know. I thought that was a good idea. He's like, oh, you could make that argument. I'm like, yep, yes you could. So.
Yeah, because there's definitely a... because with with Toonami, Samurai Jack, you know, it technically isn't anime, but I mean, just the fact that
it's not an anime. No, not at all.
I mean, it's an action cartoon, you know, like most anime. You know, it's not. I think it would it would fit in, and like a SWAT Cats, you know, it's like, you know, I really liked the follow, you know, all the what's the words I'm looking for? Jesus, I'm all off here tonight. You know, when you have these they're cartoons and they're action packed, but you know, they're not, when you say like a show that's for quote unquote adults, you know what I'm saying, doesn't mean it has to be, you know, Family Guy dick jokes and shit like that, you know.
Yeah, I understand. Sorry, Will's hitting me up on there. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been waiting for Samurai Jack to come back, so it's kind of been one of those things where you're just like, you know, you really just wanted to have it back, and it's made a lot of people.
Oh, what the hell happened? Internet problem connection. There's a problem with the internet connection between you two. And then
Sorry.
hold on.
We're just having all sorts of problems tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, what the hell? And it makes us. I don't know why, because my router is literally a foot away from the fucking laptop. And
Well, I'm trying because I added you to a different call, and I was trying to get rid of that, and it's not letting me get rid of that. So,
okay.
whatever. Well, anyways, getting back to what I was saying. Is it still recording?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, Samurai Jack being back on the air is going to be a good thing for Toonami, and it's going to be a good thing for a lot of people that have actually, loved Samurai Jack and they wanted to see it back. And this is just it's a good place to put it, to be honest with you, because really, again, it was buried on Boomerang, and it wasn't. From what I heard, not a lot of people were watching it. So,
well, it's funny because it was, for all intents and purposes, an American cartoon, but you have, Genndy Tartakovsky is a Russian gentleman, but it's an Asian themed cartoon.
Well, I mean, it's one of the few American cartoons out there that's left.
Yeah.
And the problem is that it's kind of hard to find any American cartoons, really. And again, Samurai Jack has been on there before, so obviously it makes perfect sense to put it on Toonami. But at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, do we actually have it for a long period of time, or is this going to be just something short? Well, and we'll see. I'm sure we'll see what's going to happen here. But it's probably going to end up being on Toonami now for forever, like one of those shows that Adult Swim owns, probably. So, which will be good.
Okay.
So It kind of is one of those shows that does two things for Toonami. It does, for example, you have I'm trying to think here. You have Inuyasha that ends it's at 5 and 5:30 in the morning. That's a popular anime that's been around for years. That's on there right now. But basically, what the feeling is at the end of the block, when people are coming in at 5 and 5:30 in the morning, some people are just waking up on Sunday mornings, which sucks, because if you're having to go to your job on a Sunday at 5:30, that kind of sucks. So,
let's be real here. It's after the bar.
Yeah.
It's Saturday night into Sunday morning. You went to the bar. You probably went to the diner afterwards to kind of
true.
Get some food in your stomach before you wrap your fucking car around a fucking light pole.
Oh God! Here we go. The game of the night. Oh Jesus Christ. Anyways.
So it's come on, let's be real. You get home, you're sloshed. You put on some fucking anime when you walk in the door at 5 o'clock in the morning. The sun's coming up and shit.
Well, I mean, my thought about it, for example, is that basically, when Inuyasha is when Inuyasha ends its run, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about now. When that ends its run, basically, I think what's going to end up happening is once they play Samurai Jack through the whole way, they'll end up putting Samurai Jack down around 5:30, because 6 o'clock is when Cartoon Network starts again. So naturally, it would be good to have something that when kids are tuning into Cartoon Network, they see something a little bit better than, oh look, some girl has her boobs almost out. So, I'm kind of hoping that's probably where it's going to go, because I think it's going to work for both in that way.
That's then ease people away, ease them out of the freaking the hyper violence and sexuality of anime.
Well, the problem is, and it's a debate it's a good debate to actually have on this show, because if I were to have this on the Toonami Faithful podcast, some people may just be like, well, no, it's an anime block, whereas, here I can just say, hey, look, it's not an anime block, it's a action cartoon block, and for me, what really pisses me off is when these people, for example, if you look on Twitter, because Twitter blew up, everybody's like, oh, Samurai Jack, sweet, oh my god, and then you have these random stupid-ass people going, oh, it's not an anime, but I guess I'll watch. I'm just like, really, guys? I'm like, really? I'm like, Samurai Jack was an Emmy award-winning show.
Yeah.
One of its episodes was an Emmy award. You can look on YouTube. I'm not even going to sit there. Cartoon Network made a whole fucking promo about it. So, come on, guys. And by the way, this guy that we're talking about, Genndy, he's trying, every year he's been trying to get them to do a Samurai Jack movie. So this is active. This is an active thing. There's a comic book that's continuing it right now. So this is something that's actually active. You know what I mean? So it's a good thing that it's out there, and I think it'll get some more exposure to not only the comic, but hopefully, if it does extremely well, which I'm hoping it does extremely well at 2:30 in the morning. I mean, come on. You know you want to watch that at 2:30 in the morning. It'll actually be able to give us it'll be able to not only give us good ratings, but I think it's also going to give them, hopefully, the movie, and hopefully, maybe we'll get more episodes. Because a lot of people wanted to see it end. And, I mean, it did kind of end, but it just basically was like, and spoiler alert for people that haven't seen Samurai Jack, because, you should have seen it by now. But basically, like, he's fighting Haku, who's the bad guy, and Aku, or whatever. I don't know if I pronounced that wrong or whatever, but...
That big flame dragon thing, right?
Yeah, no, he's not a flame. Well, he changed one of his forms is like a dragon or something, but he goes into different forms. But basically, what happens is he's about to kill him. He does this at the first episode. He's about to kill him, and then he sends him into the future. Well, basically, what happens is I believe, if I remember correctly, the way it ends is Aku does the same thing, where he's about to kill him. Jack is about to kill him, and then basically he gets sent back. He gets sent somewhere. So it's still continuing in people's minds, and I think that again, this is something that we can. It's another way like you can get a show that. I know if there was enough people that went behind it, Cartoon Network would probably actually do. The problem with like Symbionic Titan and Thundercats, for example, is just there's not a lot of. There is a lot of fans out there, but the problem is it's not enough to get any kind of movement on new episodes. So maybe Samurai Jack can change that a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know, and you haven't seen it, so
yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch Samurai Jack, but I mean, I was a huge, gigantic fan of the Clone Wars.
The Clone Wars miniseries stuff?
Yeah, which, not for nothing, the Clone Wars was basically Samurai Jack with lightsabers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, it's the same guy. It's not like you could say,
See, now we're going to have to get you cable so you can watch it. You should just go to Time Warner and be like, no. I just want Cartoon Network.
You're right. Can we have that already? Can we just fucking have pay for channels?
Yeah, you know what? That's a good subject. Let's move it into that. I don't know if you want to take a commercial break right now, but
yeah, I think we're kind of at that point.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk about some dick and fart jokes and how we can fucking scam cable.
Yeah, we'll be back with more dick and fart jokes.
This episode of Two Strangers, One Podcast is brought to you by Comics Etc. 1115 East Main and North Goodman at the Hungerford Building, door number 8. Find out more information at comicsetc.biz or like them on Facebook at facebook.com/comicsetc1.
Click and Hit, enhancing the experience for all recreational smokers. Click and Hit is a one-handed portable vaporizer. This smoking pipe has a compact 4-stage design, complete with a built-in, windproof, butane refillable torch lighter. The large burn chamber holds your stash of legal herb or pipe tobacco. Click the button to ignite and inhale as usual. When you are done, put it back in your pocket for later. Smoke anytime with the touch of a button. No more carrying around grinders and tins. Pipe, rolling papers, and even your lighter at home. The Click and Hit cordless vaporizer is no bigger than a normal cigar, making it the world's smallest and most discreet vaporizer. It's perfect for use in small places or shared rooms. It's efficient, getting 5 to 8 draws from your packed chamber. It's affordable at just $19.95 each. Buy 3 and the shipping is free. Buy 4 and you get the 5th one free. Visit www.click-n-hit.com. That's clickandhit.com. And now for listeners of Two Strangers, One Podcast, you can use promo code STRANGERS and receive 10% off your purchase at clickandhit.com. That's promo code STRANGERS for 10% off your purchase.
And we're back.
Yes. You actually just brought up a good subject that we can talk about.
I'm sorry, my other subjects were shit. Okay.
No. Your other subjects weren't shit, but this was actually something I was thinking about the other day. So I think this is something that we should talk about. Back in the day, what happened was and I don't know if you remember this, Chris, but Time Warner was doing this, and that's been my experience with Time Warner. they allowed you to get, like, there were packages, but then, like, if you wanted to add, I think the perfect example is the Animal Channel. Is it called the Animal Channel? I think it is.
Animal Planet?
Animal Planet. I think it may have been called the Animal Channel before, but yeah, Animal Planet. Basically what happened with Animal Planet was it was its own individual channel that you could purchase and add onto your bill.
Mhm.
Well, the problem is they don't do that anymore. What they do is they sit there and they go, no. You're going to buy this whole package of channels.
Mm-hmm.
Problem with that is it costs like $60 to $70 just for the whole package. And yes, while we're fucking, you can get in on, like, for example, they're doing $79.99 package if you're a new customer. From, like, my parents, they're doing, like, phone, internet, and cable all together, and they're paying like almost $200 a fucking month.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gotten to the point where it's like, for example, like this Basic Talk that you keep seeing on TV. I could go to Walmart, get Basic Talk, and get rid of Time Warner's thing and be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the thing is I can't just. I don't know if you've had experience with all this, but you can't go to satellite, or you can't go to like Dish or DirecTV, because the problem is you get a big fucking major storm, your TV's gone.
Yep,
completely gone. And I
had Dish Network for a while, and it's not. And trust me, it wasn't because of me. It was the person I was living with had Dish Network, and once again, not even okay. Obviously, yes, in storms, but I mean like a heavy rain, it would go out.
Right.
And that's bullshit. I don't know. You would just think in this day and age, like they can fix it. They don't have to be. It doesn't have to be a victim to the fucking weather. You know what I'm saying? Or it should be something, or it'd be like I don't know, send me, like have it upload to the box like programming. So if it does lose the signal, you would like at least still have buffer a couple of things. You know what I'm saying? Or
right.
Something.
Well, I think my boss was saying something to me about some of the channels are actually over the internet kind of thing. Like I guess they do it more through the internet kind of thing or deal or something like that.
Mm.
But, I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out exactly, like, I'm just trying to figure out exactly, like, what could be cheaper. Because, like, the problem is we're coming into an age where, like, people are going to the internet to find their favorite shows, like on Netflix and Hulu and YouTube and everything. But the problem is that it's just really, like, I don't know, like, you can get these shows, but you can't. How do I put this? You can't get like live TV.
Yeah.
And then that's the issue. Like, yeah, like these services are great. Yeah, I can get this show. Like, I guess Walking Dead's a perfect thing. Oh yeah, I can get The Walking Dead later on. Blah blah blah. But then here's the problem. What about my NFL game?
Mm-hmm.
Or what about my baseball game that I want to watch, or hockey game or something? You can't get those. You can't get those on demand.
And let's not forget, like, for the people. Now, let's just say you're one of those people where you've sworn off cable and you have a pure Netflix account, and okay, even if you get the Walking Dead Monday morning, if you have to, like, not go on Facebook, not go on Twitter Sunday night, because, if you have the wrong asshole that's gonna, spoil shit, and it sucks because nowadays, everything is like, people basically live tweet. You know what I'm saying? And then someone's going to go, oh, I can't believe, such and such character died. And that just ruins it for you because, you're not going to get, like you said, The Walking Dead, using that as an example, not Sunday night, you're going to get it Monday morning, and that sucks. It's, and now here's a little story that a friend of mine on my Facebook, or I should say internet buddy of mine, I don't want to say friend because we've never met in real life. And he lives out in, Wisconsin, and this past week there was an episode of Restaurant Impossible. Are you familiar at all with that show?
I've heard of it, but I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it's they have this chef, and he's like a British. I think he was part of, like, when he was he was an ex-British Secret Service kind of guy, and he looks like he's all jacked up, he's all freaking muscle bound, and keeps his hair high and tight, and he has glasses and everything like that. Like, he looks like a guy that, like, is very intimidating looking. and he comes into these, but he's also a chef. So like he goes, and part of his whole deal is trying to like take these shitty restaurants and kind of turn them around. But on top of like getting the places to look better, obviously, the crew, like the servers and the people who own the place and the chefs and don't get along. So he does his best to kind of like make them get along and stuff like that. So a friend of mine, who works at a restaurant in Wisconsin, his show was his restaurant was on Restaurant Impossible. So, and obviously he keeps, the guy keeps talking about it, my buddy. And then he basically supplies us with a link where I was able to watch the Food Network streaming. Obviously, this was not a legit, this is not authorized in any way, shape, or form by the people who own Food Network. But I was able to watch it. I mean, it was a little annoying because they had every now and then these little stupid ads would like pop up over the screen. Like if you were in full screen mode, you were good. But if you had it like, me, I'm the kind of person, I multitask. I watch TV while I Facebook, while I, jerk off, while I drink coffee. I do 50 things at once. So I was, I'd make the screen smaller so I can go on Facebook, and then I'd go back to the screen because if I wanted to see something, and, there would be 50 fucking ads pasted over the video. And, but I'm just saying is that if a site can do that illegally, obviously it's illegal. And then, but what I loved is that there was actually a link for Cartoon Network streaming, and I was like, "Oh, right, great! I can stream Cartoon Network." And then I found that it's like it wasn't even Cartoon Network; it was like Turner Classic Movies. So it's like weird. It was some sort of like because I guess Turner does own both Cartoon Network and Turner Classic Movies, but at one point maybe it was the stream for Cartoon Network, but now it was the stream for Turner Classic Movies. And not that I'm promoting people to, illegally download or illegally stream, content, but the point is that it's being done. You know what I'm saying? If it could be done by people who are not vested, you know what I'm saying? Like they just want to, because mostly it's like people like in other countries and stuff like that who want to watch American TV because, some people, they don't get The Walking Dead the night we get The Walking Dead, and they want to see it the night it comes out, so it's for stuff like that. And, my point is that if it's done illegally, it could easily be done legally. But what is the deal with these fucking companies is that like you take someone like NBC, NBC, you got MSNBC, you got, I think they just started like a sports network, NBC Sports, NBCS or whatever the hell it's called. NBC owns Sci-Fi Network. They own Bravo. They own, and what happens is they go to these companies like Time Warner and they say, okay, if you're going to carry the Sci-Fi Network, you have to carry Bravo and you have to carry MSNBC. And I'm just using that as an example. I'm not trying to, I'm pretty sure they're a huge evil conglomerate, but I haven't done that much homework on it. But it's one of those deals where, obviously because, you may have a good steady stream of people that'll watch the Sci-Fi Network, but not many people watching NBC Sports, but now all of a sudden, they're going to jam it down your throat. So then, so the love for the Sci-Fi Network kind of pushes NBC Sports up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like drags its, retarded brother behind him. Come on, and it's just, that's, it's all these greedy fucking corporations, and I hate to sound like that guy, but that's what it is all these greedy corporations trying to like bundle all their shit. And then Time Warner has no choice but to, even just a couple of weeks ago, Time Warner, not a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, remember they were having a big beef with CBS, and like Time Warner wasn't even streaming CBS. Now, mind you, up here in Rochester, everything was fine, but down in New York City, my mom has Time Warner. My mom didn't have CBS, and there's certain shows she likes, so, Time Warner can block out people, it's like two evil corporations fighting with each other. And of course, we always get fucked in the middle. That's why you can't just have, it would be great to just cherry pick. It'd be great to go, okay, I just want Sci-Fi, I want Cartoon Network, I want, Comedy Central, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Why do I need...
my thing is like what's going to eventually happen is these... Basically what's going to happen is these big companies are going to go, and they're going to do this. They're going to go, okay, so people are leaving cable and dish and satellite. Okay, I get it. They're leaving. And basically what's going to happen is these channels, and we're talking about, Time Warner, not Time Warner, I would say Turner. Let's use them for an example. basically what happens with Turner is this. Okay, so guess what? They own TBS, they own TNT, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, but Adult Swim's on Cartoon Network. I know those three definitely. I have to think what the other ones are, if there is any more. But basically my point is, so they say, okay, look, these are the three channels. We're gonna go to the Roku, or let's say Roku. Actually, and I was thinking about this the other day. It would be interesting to see Netflix go to some of these networks, and I don't know what you would think about this, but to go to some of these networks and go, hey, why don't we carry your channel live?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a package deal. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're going to take yours, and we're going to put your shows up. But also, we're going to give people the option to watch your channel live.
Mm-hmm.
So something like, for example, Toonami, instead of, okay, I'm on Netflix, but Toonami's on tonight, and I can't get any of those shows on Netflix or any of the other services. Fuck it, I'm just going to watch Toonami. Go to that channel on Netflix, boom, it's up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or something like have that. Like, you can stream Adult Swim, for example, now, if you have a cable or satellite service using their app. But the problem is if you're, for example, Time Warner,
mm-hmm.
They don't allow you to do that. You have to actually use their app, which is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. So I'm just hoping that eventually we can get some kind of service that is. I just hope that we can still see like be able to select channels instead of being like, okay, you need to get this whole package. Now, I completely understand if, like, okay, we're going to do a standard package, Time Warner is, where, all the local channels are in the package, including, obviously that would be at CBS, ABC, NBC, the list goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, yes, we have this package, but then, if you don't want to do that, then you can select these channels, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And charge like 50 cents for whatever channel, 50 cents extra a month for whatever channel you're going to get, And I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah, because I mean, like, there's certain channels, like, you go and they boast, 160 channels, but really, what are you offering me that?
Right. Like, let me tell you right now.
Duck hunting channel. I don't.
Let me tell you this right now. Do I need all the fucking goddamn religious channels? No. Goodbye.
Yeah.
That would save me about 10 to 20 channels right there. Do I need God, I gotta think here. Do I need all the fucking QVCs and shit? No. Get rid of that fucking shit. I don't need that.
And yet, ironically enough, QVC is like the one channel that is clear. It is crystal, like, even if you have an old-fashioned TV that, like, doesn't get the other channels anymore, for some reason QVC comes through. Like, and I'm not even joking. Like, QVC is like the one channel that God, I guess they push for that, because QVC is, you'll never see a scrambled QVC channel.
Right.
When you have, like, even right before I switched back to cable, and I was using a fucking antenna, every channel would be distorted except for the QVC channels. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't get NBC or CBS or ABC, like the big three, to save my life, but QVC came in fucking crystal clear.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, get rid of those fucking channels. Oh, God, I gotta think of what else. I mean, you could get rid of... I gotta have Discovery. I gotta fucking have A&E. I gotta have USA, TNT, TBS too. You can throw that shit in there. I mean, there's a lot of channels that I would want, but then there's like some channels where I'm just like I said, the religious, like those QVC and shit. Get rid of that fucking shit. I don't need that.
Yeah.
What else? And then there's like all these other channels that just show up are like incredibly just
Yeah.
why do I need these? Like, yeah, I want the Nicktoons fucking channel. Yeah, I want that shit. But I don't want fucking I don't want like I said, religious channels or stupid shit like that. Get rid of that. I don't need that.
Yeah.
So
and then like they have channel. Okay, like right now, just while you were talking, I said let me see if I could punch up some packages. So I'm on the Time Warner thing. Okay, A&E, ABC, AMC. No, see, AMC. Well, AMC used to mean American Movie Classics. Now it's like the fucking Dog the Bounty Hunter channel. Okay, here we go. First, I'm gonna see ones that I wouldn't. Okay, Azteca. Which, okay, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against Azteca, but obviously that's probably Central American, South American programming. Don't need it. Drop it. Okay, BBC America. I'm not one of those people. As much as I can say, okay, I kind of like Doctor Who. I don't like it that much, so okay, I don't need BBC America. C-SPAN. Really, who the fuck watches C-SPAN? Really, I'm not gonna watch, the what's that? The House of Representatives. I'm not gonna watch live. Okay, the Clue channel. I'm not one of those fucking people that watches, old horror. I don't need to watch Murder, She Wrote or Matlock again. The Centric channel, which let's be honest here, that's like black programming. I'm not really gonna watch it. So okay, and then on the flip side, so you don't think I'm a total racist piece of shit, CMT. I'm not gonna watch CMT either. I'm not gonna watch Centric or CMT. So I'm not gonna watch black people. I'm not gonna watch country shit. Okay, CNBC World. I'm not one of those big people because cable news channels are all just, they're trying their best to fucking fight each other. CNN, when I go to CNN for my news on the internet, I don't really need CNN. Comedy Central I need because I like dick and fart jokes. Cozy TV, never heard of it, probably don't need it. CW, okay, I'll probably hold on to that because, come on, who doesn't like teenage vampire TV shows? Daystar, never heard of it. Destination America, never heard of it. Discovery Channel, okay, like you said, yes. Discovery Fit and Health, I probably should watch Discovery Fit and Health.
That's funny.
Disney, because yes, I'm a pervert. Disney XD, because I like cartoons. The E Channel, that's a kind of give and take, because you know what it is? I don't generally like the E Channel, but I'll get sucked into some of those stupid shows. Okay, here we go. Perfect. ESPN. Now, don't get me wrong. There are guys who live and die by ESPN. There are guys who live and die by watching Sports Center. And I have friends that will watch the same episode of Sports Center over and over and over again. I can't stand ESPN. I would never need it. So, Food Network. Okay. I like food. Fox, just Fox News. Absolutely not. Fox. Okay. Now there's Fox Sports, Fox Sports Prime West, Fox, and the Fox Soccer Channel. Really? Do we need a soccer channel? FX. Okay. I love FX, and they have Sons of Anarchy. G4, which doesn't even fucking exist anymore. God, how old is this list? G4 went out of business last year. The Game Show Network. Really? Do we need the Game Show Network? The Hallmark Channel, and then the Hallmark Movie Channel for all those sappy grandma movies. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna watch grandma movies. Okay, History Channel, I'll keep because who doesn't like Hitler documentaries? Investigation Discovery. Once again, just the place to put on old police procedurals. Ion. Well, Ion is like cable for poor people. It really is, But really, how many fucking episodes of NCIS can you watch in a row? MeTV, which is once again old TV shows. I love when you watch old people like to watch old TV shows because the new stuff just confounds them. MTV, wow, I don't miss MTV at all. I'd probably keep it, but I don't.
You know what? It's the thing. MTV has been just getting really, really bad, and it's just I could live same thing with VH1. It used to be good. Now it's just you know what? If I had to live without it, I could. Spike, I need to have Spike TV because of Bar Rescue. Fucking love Bar Rescue. I'm trying to think what else.
My Network TV. Okay, I'd keep that. National Geographic, yes. Okay, here we go. NBA TV. Nope, don't need it. NFL Network. No, don't need it. Nickelodeon, Nick Jr., Nicktoons. Okay, I'll keep those. Nuvo TV. I think that's a Spanish channel. OWN, the Oprah Network. No, don't need it. Oxygen, once again, a woman's channel. Don't need it. Okay, PBS, I'll hold on to because, I'm not a total piece of shit. QVC, get rid of them. And there's QVC and QVC HD. Oh, wow, because you need to fucking see pots and pans in fucking high definition. Russia Today, don't need that. The Science Channel, I'll keep that. Shop Zeal, never heard of it. Shop NBC. Skylink, no. Speed, that's all racing shit. And probably wrap yourself around a fucking pole. Spike TV, like you said.
Right.
Spike TV, I'd keep. Style Channel, no. Sundance, I'll get. Sometimes Sundance is one of those channels where like I would never watch it on purpose, but then sometimes I get sucked into like those independent movies. Sci-Fi I'd keep. TBS I'd keep. Turner Classic Movies,
No.
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 Teen Nick, I'd probably hold on to that because I'm a pervert.
I'm glad that you said that.
Telemundo. I don't need it, but my mom would, and that's one of the because I'm planning on having my mom come up here sometime after Christmas, but before New Year's, and so I got to make sure that I do have like one Spanish channel. I don't even think it's Telemundo. I think it's the other one, Univision or whatever. But I do have that in my okay TLC. That's kind of turned into like the freak show channel. TNT I'd keep, but I'd keep TLC just for the record. True TV, that's another one of those stupid channels where they just play old police procedurals. TV Land, I'd keep TV Land. The TV Guide Network, no. Okay, it's just okay. USA I'd keep. VH1 I probably don't watch, but I'd probably keep. VH1 Classic you just fucking throw away. The We channel, that's all for women, and WGN, which is I think kind of like one of those. It's kind of like one of those funky like channels that they play like a lot of syndicated shows. Like it's a whole channel basically dedicated to shows that have been around for a while. I don't know. So yeah, that's just kind of like an idea of what we're working with here, and see how much we easily got rid of at least a third of that list right quick. So,
Right.
And speaking of things that were talking about watching TV and streaming TV and stuff of that nature. I was gonna do a little piece on this device called the Chromecast, and for the people who don't know what that is, it's basically created by Chrome or Google, excuse me, the same people who give us the Chrome browser, Android phones, Google Plus, which is YouTube. It's this little thing that plugs into the HDMI port of your TV, and basically you would sync it up with your Chrome browser in your computer or your tablet or whatever the case may be, which technically means that you could listen to Two Strangers One Podcast on your television set. But of course, what all this is basically it's a Roku or all these other devices that are kind of coming out that are letting you stream. Of course, it has all the biggies. It has Netflix and it has Hulu Plus and it has Pandora and all the HBO Go and stuff like that. But they're smart because what they do is you control it from your iPhone, your tablet, so it's basically a streaming device that takes out the middleman. It basically makes your computer's the controlling device. So I think that's kind of cool. So the funny thing is, like, I started this whole thing. I started doing my research trying to bash it, but then I actually kind of fell in love with it. And so,
Yeah.
And the cool thing is that you can use your Chrome browser, and basically anything you see on your Chrome browser, you can see on the TV, which basically means high definition porn. So
I can hear Chris now.
Now mind you, keep in mind that it would only be high definition porn if you're watching high definition porn. Because if you're watching low res porn on a high definition TV, that's not going to boost it up all of a sudden. It's still going to be the same blocky, the same pixelated fist going up the wrong asshole. Okay, so just wanted to bring that out there, the Chromecast. So if anybody wants to buy me one, it's only $35.
Fuck your Chromecast.
I just, it's kind of neat because basically what Google people are basically saying is, look, we know people download or we know people stream illegal shit, like I mentioned a little earlier. So basically, if I'm streaming it on my Chrome browser, I can watch it on my TV, which, technically you do now. Most newer computers let you have an HDMI port, but I guess this does it wirelessly, so you don't have to run. HDMI cables are fucking expensive, so. As long as you're within the Wi-Fi network, which makes sense. And I've had that option on my phone where, on my phone and on my PlayStation, where I can control YouTube from my phone on my PlayStation 3, which is pretty awesome. And I discovered that by accident, and it was pretty cool. So basically, if you have a PlayStation 3, you kind of have a Chromecast, but the PlayStation 3, when it comes to looking at surfing the web, it sucks balls. The browser on the PlayStation 3 sucks, and now that they have the PlayStation 4, I doubt they're going to do any improvements. So that's kind of awesome. It's inexpensive, and you know what it is? It's Google. They're watching everything you're doing anyway. So
Right.
you just want to find you're probably going to need a Gmail account. And then, if you're streaming Food Network, then all of a sudden you're going to get fucking Food Network, shit in your Gmail account. Let's say fuck it. I'll take a little invasion of my privacy so I can stream free cable channels on my TV. Okay. Have you seen the new trailer for Godzilla? The teaser.
Yes, I did. I just saw it today.
Oh, okay. What do you think? I'm gonna just, before you even give us I'll be honest with you. Like, I saw the other teaser trailer that came out like a month ago. That one got me excited. Everyone's making a big deal about this new one, and I just don't. It hasn't gotten my dick hard. I don't know.
It's supposed to get your dick hard?
Yeah, usually nerdy shit. Well, no, I mean, okay.
Digging yourself a hole.
What I'm just saying is, okay, I'm a nerd. I enjoy nerdy shit. Like, I saw more reactions to this Godzilla video. Like, everyone online, oh, it's the greatest thing, and oh, I'm so excited or whatever. And I watched it, and I was like, I got more chills watching the teaser trailer, where you see like this big giant Godzilla, and you see like the incredible special effects, where you see like it looks like dust falling off his back and stuff like that, which was I guess would literally happen if you had a monster smashing through buildings. I do kind of like seeing the new look of him, where he looks like a fat cat. Like he kind of looks like a fat cat. Where I guess if you did have a monster that big, I mean, he probably would be fat, or because he doesn't look like the regular.
He looks like a combination of the old Godzilla and the new version that they made back in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he looks okay, but I mean, I really didn't get to see him in this trailer, because this is the first Godzilla trailer I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for this.
I think it's gonna be good. I just don't think this particular trailer. This new trailer didn't give us in my opinion, didn't give us anything new that it didn't send chills down my spine like the first teaser trailer did. Maybe that's just me.
Well, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I mean, I've been surprised by how people have redone some of these movies. Star Trek is definitely one of those. I mean, Star Trek wasn't redone; it was kind of it was kind of rebooted, but put into a different universe, kind of deal. Yeah. But I'm open to see what this looks like, and to be honest with you, it does look really good.
Yeah, it looks fantastic, but I don't know, this particular trailer just for what the way people were reacting, you think it would be like it'd be Godzilla, doing something incredible, and it's just, I don't know. Okay, you got guys jumping from a plane, and they get peaks of Godzilla. There was another one, the other trailer, you kind of just see Godzilla's tail, and you see like dust and rubble, like kind of like cascading down his back, which is a fucking awesome idea. And I don't know, that sent chills down my spine. I don't know. So, I think they're going to do it right. I think it's going to be done well. I just,
Well, Warner Brothers, I think, is the one that has it now. So it should be interesting to see how they handle it.
And no Matthew Broderick. The new Spider-Man trailer. That looks fucking awesome. And I guess, last episode we were talking about 3 villains. The 3 villains are going to be... Green Goblin, Rhino.
Well, we're not really sure if that's Green Goblin or something else. Because it's kind of, because see, here's the problem. Like, I don't think the person that was on. I think it's supposed to be Harry Osborn. I'm not sure, but whoever was on the board didn't have a mask on, nor did it really look like a Green Goblin. But it could be, because see, here's the problem. It could
the beginning of Green Goblin.
It could be Hobgoblin. Mm-hmm. It could be Green Goblin. It could be just some psycho taking the thing apart. I don't know yet. I do know that there's also been something that's been indicated that could throw Venom into the mix, not in this movie, but in the next one.
Yeah.
I think you saw that picture where, like, on the computer, somebody zoomed in, and it's a Venom project.
Yeah, there's a couple of the 2 obvious ones in the new trailer You see the Oscorp, and you see these there's like a vault or whatever opening up, and you see the Vulture's wings and Dr. Octopus's tentacles, and those are just straight up obvious, like thrown out there for the audience to see. But yeah, there's a part where someone kind of they're tapping on a computer, and it's supposed to be all these little projects that Oscorp's working on, and so it's called like is it called like the Venom Project or some shit like that?
It just says Venom.
Oh, okay.
So apparently it's one of the projects that is at Oscorp. So it should be interesting to see.
Yeah. So
I
I meant to say Hobgoblin, not Green Goblin, because if I'm not mistaken, I think you see Norman Osborn, the father, basically dying in this one.
We'll see. I mean, it's
so it would be the Hobgoblin technically, not the Green Goblin.
Which by the way, like they're in this trailer, Rochester is featured, but because of all the CGI that they've done, you can't tell that it's Rochester.
Yeah, like they do this one shot where Spider-Man is swinging by and it says "Follow the Daily Bugle" on Tumblr. But when you look at the special effects that they did, they made it look old, like it's something that was been painted on the building 50 years ago, and it's like it's Tumblr, it's new. You would think it would be like a nice new fresh paint sign,
Yeah, whatever. But
that's all the things to me to.
It's just like, see this, but my problem with it is the same thing that I have with Batman versus Superman. It just seems like they're doing way too much with this movie, and I think like they have to. I have faith that. Obviously the main character is probably going to be Electro.
Yeah, which all the Electro parts look fucking awesome.
Right, and I think Rhino is going to be like the bad guy. Like he's going to be fighting Rhino, and it's going to be like the bad guy in the beginning of the movie. He beats him pretty easily, and then obviously Electro comes along, and then somehow all three of these villains end up together somehow. But we'll see. I mean. Again, I just don't like when these movies, and it seems to be, it's going to be more, I guess Marvel is good about this, so I'm not so concerned as I am with like Batman versus Superman, but, it's I don't know why they do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it turns out well, especially because, it was shot here in Rochester, part of it, so hopefully everything will turn out well.
I mean, I just undeniably, the Electro parts look fucking awesome. You got fucking. I mean, of course, being a person that lived in Manhattan during 9/11, but when you see fucking the buildings crumbling and it's fucking Times Square and fucking big giant explosions, I mean, it looks beautiful. It really does. In a disaster movie. And the Rhino looks, like this time it's actually like a Rhino on all fours when the character from the comic book was, too.
Yeah, like it's like a machine or something because it looks
pretty badass. It does look pretty cool.
While we're speaking about Marvel, they also announced a X-Men movie this week too. Apparently in 2016, which the new X-Men movie comes out next year. Mm-hmm. So depending on what happens in this X-Men movie coming up, the new movie, which I believe is called X-Men Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm. Where they're going to fight Apocalypse.
Right. So it should be interesting to see that because they haven't been able to bring him into the mix, so to speak. So it should be interesting to see how they put that in. And how this movie, not the new one that they just announced this week, but X-Men, what is it called again?
Days of Future Past?
Days of Future Past. God, I'm so tired. How that one's going to play into, this next movie. Because, it should be interesting.
Yeah. And I think they're smart enough to say, like, okay, they have Thanos for the Avengers, since that's one realm of the Marvel world, and now they're going to bring in Apocalypse for this other realm or whatever, since the those two universes can't combine. So, they're bringing like these godlike fucking characters. I mean, not that Thor isn't a god, but you know what I mean? Like they're these larger than life, big, giant, galactic, cosmic fucking, monsters, and if they ever decided to, I heard they're playing with the idea of doing another fucking reboot of Fantastic Four.
Yes, they are.
Just to kind of like, fix it. But I mean, if they did, Fantastic Four, then they could do a proper Galactus, and you have these fucking, these things are fucking titans, these things are bigger than gods in the fucking Marvel universe, Apocalypse and Thanos and Galactus.
Right.
It would be fucking fantastic. So also just a real quick, once again, a shout out to Bat Dan. He sent us another email. He was, I guess he said Kirstie Alley is someone you would want to fuck and look in the eyes the whole time.
Christ.
And then he says, what graphic novels would you suggest, looking for some good Batman or Superman stories to read? Obviously, if you could get your hands on, in my opinion, obviously The Dark Knight Returns, which is the Batman versus Superman story. Anything World's Finest, World's Finest would be the team up of Batman and Superman. And, or if you want to get into like Nightfall's like, basically they've done it now where they've taken trade paperbacks and they put all the issues together. Nightfall's basically like when Bane finds Superman and breaks his fucking back, or the death of Superman, I'm saying, to kind of show you the characters at their low points or whatever, if you want to call it that. And actually are both two trade paperbacks that I've read this year. So I could definitely recommend those two. Or seriously, the 52 series. If you could get your hands on the trade paperbacks, which I did, 52, which was like, DC kind of trying to like wind down and kind of get all their trying to not, but they were trying to get like their whole universe to interact with each other. And it was 52 was like a world where Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman all disappeared. And it was these other superheroes kind of getting their time in the spotlight, and it was fucking awesome. It was back in the day, back in when DC, they called it 52 because they released one book every week for 52 weeks straight. And don't get me wrong, there are some storylines that are totally fucking off the wall because they really were just kind of like trying to pump out books. And so, some of the stories are just really weird and odd and kind of goofy, but the overall arc was fucking awesome. So just throwing that out there. 52, Nightfall, The Death of Superman, and of course, the big daddy would be The Dark Knight Returns, where Batman actually fights Superman, which was also turned into an awesome 2-part movie. And let me see what else. I had a couple. Let me see. Shit. Oh, okay. And I'm also jazzed about the. I'm not a big fan of the UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Champions, but I want to go see UFC 168, which will be playing later on this month on the 28th or the 29th, basically right around New Year's. It's Ronda Rousey versus Miesha Tate. And of course, these girls are not exactly supermodels, but they are pretty hot for UFC fighters. So, and of course, and through the beauty of airbrushing and Photoshop or whatever, if you look up either Ronda Rousey or Miesha Tate on Google, you can find some pretty decent, very polished pictures of them basically naked, because these girls work on their bodies and they do very much to make their bodies look as good as they do. So I just, I want to see two relatively attractive women beat the shit out of each other. So I'm very jazzed up for the new UFC 168, which according to my little research online, everyone's saying Ronda Rousey is going to beat the living shit out of Miesha Tate. But, I'm just going to hold my breath and see what happens.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to throw out there before we wrap things up?
Well, we always have to wrap things up because bad things happen. Well, there is that one little thing that happened to me.
Oh, that's right. Yes, huge.
Oh wait, it's huge bragging rights. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it is. I give props and props are due, and it's fucking awesome.
Do you want to explain to the people? Because I've done enough explaining of it.
Okay. Well, basically, on Toonami.com, if you go to Toonami.com right now, you'll see, kind of little things about the new schedule, and then, then there's a little teaser for Akira, which is, their big, the fact that they got Akira and they're playing it is going to be awesome.
Yeah, they played it already.
Oh, is it? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think they've updated it right now. So, but
this is what happens when you don't have cable. You don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah,
I don't have cable.
Right.
But then they go on there, then you see there's a link for their Tumblr, which of course just announced the Samurai Jack and everything like that. And then under that, fan sites, and I guess these would be the top three or whatever. And I'm looking at it right now, Toonami Faithful, run by our co-hosts, Paul Pasquillo, his baby, his friggin' the cornerstone of his empire, the ToonamiFaithful.com, is featured on Toonami.com. So that is fucking awesome.
Yes, it is fucking up. And technically it's on AdultSwim.com, so there you go.
Oh, okay.
Because when you go to Toonami.com, it's actually, it directs to video.adultswim.com/Toonami or something. Mm-hmm. And so I go, well, technically Adult Swim. So...
so that's like, they recognize, they recognize the skills. They recognize that you're keeping the faith, and it's fucking awesome that on the Toonami page, recognize right there, Toonami Faithful. And I'll be honest with you, like I clicked on the other two links just to kind of get like a idea of what the hell they're working on. And a Toonami fan, I don't know what the fuck's going on there, because it just looks like.
Well, okay, the Toonami fan is like an old, it's an old Toonami site that was around for years. And technically it still is, because obviously it's still there. But basically, and I wish I had Sketch because he could describe it more, because I've never been involved in that site. But basically, I think it was more like commentary and editorial wise, and I don't really want to talk about it because I don't know.
Yeah, and it jumps from 2008 to 2010 to 2012.
Right.
So what is that? That's not even.
Well, and Digital Arsenal is a big site. I wish Tyler, who runs the site, would let me just go in and be like, here is a template.
Yeah, I was about to say, I clicked on that also, and it's hurting my eyes looking at it. It's not.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not. It should have a different, and it should have a redesign for the times, but. The thing is Digital Arsenal is basically the archive of Toonami. So whenever a new promo comes out, and I'm going to say this because I think this is the way it's happening, but again, I'm not 100% sure about this because they've done this in the past. But I'm pretty sure once they do a promo, they actually send it off to Tyler and Digital Arsenal.
So the archive?
Right. So basically, a guy that's independent, he's not getting paid by, as far as I know, by Adult Swim to archive any of this stuff. Because most of that stuff's archived from Cartoon Network days. Mm-hmm. It's a huge archive. If you were to actually go through it, you'd be sitting there going, holy fuck. There's all the Batman and Justice League shit's there too, dude. So you might want to take a look at that too.
Oh, okay.
But basically, I mean, that's a huge site. That one, I mean, it doesn't really need a redesign, but, I would love to just redesign that site. I get it. And I don't think I don't think any other people would disagree with me on that. But again, he's the one that's archiving stuff. If he wants to keep it that way, then let him keep it that way.
Yeah. So I mean, but really, who are these people? Who are people going to go to? You're going to go to one that's been updated maybe 6 times in the past 5 years. You're going to go to the one that looks like it was looked like it was designed on GeoCities. Or are you going to go to the real deal, ToonamiFaithful.com, and get the real fucking deal? And it's it's a very easy to navigate site.
ToonamiFaithful.com does not take Chris's comments.
I'm speaking as Chris of Two Strangers One Podcast, and I'm saying this totally I'm trying not to be biased or whatever, but I mean, let's be real here. I clicked on those 3 links, and yours looks like the only one that I would stop and look at, as opposed to
Well, see, like I said, the thing is if you're a hardcore fan, then Toonami Digital Arsenal, and you're looking for like all the old promos and everything.
You're giving us the fucking political answer.
No.
You don't want to burn any bridges.
No.
Toonami community.
This is actually not like, because I've actually had to go back, like, because the problem is YouTube doesn't have all the fucking promos, and it pisses me off when I have to go, when I'm like, was this show on Toonami? And it'll be like some really stupid show. I'm like, I think that was on Toonami. Fuck. Let me go check. And then I'll be like, it's not on YouTube. Fuck. All right, Digital Arsenal. I'll go in there and I'll actually be able to find it. Whereas, like, I guess like the only problem I have with Digital Arsenal is it just needs to have like a redesign so it looks more,
not GeoCities 2.0.
Well, okay, I wouldn't say GeoCities 2.0, but basically like just I don't know, like I don't know what the best word is. Not GeoCities. You're such a fucking asshole. But no, I mean, like,
the opinions of Chris Cologne do not reflect those of Paul Friscrillo or ToonamiFaithful.com.
So
I covered my ass.
There you go. You covered my ass. Okay. Anyways, no, I mean, it is like that is the biggest. That out of all three, Toonami Digital Arsenal is the big one. But if you're talking about one that covers everything currently, then yes, my site is probably the best one.
Yeah, well, that's like people who like like technical bands and stuff like that. Like, they say, oh, you gotta love Rush or Dream Theater or something like that. And it's like, okay, fine, they're proficient, great guitar players, but you need a song with a fucking hook. You need something that fucking grabs you by the balls and says, hey, listen to me. And Toonami Faithful is the site that grabs you by the balls. And you could quote me on that.
Well, thank you, Chris. Okay. Trying to be biased. But yeah, so we found out about the news for Samurai Jack on the podcast we just recorded, which is actually out right now. You can go to Toonami Faithful Podcast on Facebook. You can go to @Toonami Podcast on Twitter, and basically it's there. Go ahead and listen to it because, well, it tells you about Samurai Jack, and there's something else in there that I'm not going to say about because, well, you need to listen to the podcast to get it. So, yeah, make sure you go listen to that because, we like Jason DeMarco, and as you can see, he likes us. So that's about it for me. I mean, that was my big news of the week.
Okay.
So
basically, let's let our audience know, if you haven't listened to the other 130 some odd episodes of Two Strangers One Podcast, you can find everything you need to find on 2s1p.com, where you find links for my eBay auctions, which I actually have like 5 eBay auctions right now that I never stop. And it's like for old PlayStation 2 games, and they're all like really inexpensive. I don't know why my throat is all getting all scratchy now, but you can visit 2s1p.com. You can find links to our eBay auctions. You could also purchase my book at doublejackpot.us, my book Double Jackpot, which you'll hear a commercial for in the next couple minutes, by the talented and wonderful director Kevin Smith. You can find links that will bring you to our iTunes page. If you have an iPhone, iPad, iPod, and who really doesn't have an iPod nowadays, or at least had one, where you can subscribe to us, or if you just listen to us off your computer, you can go to iTunes.com and search for Two Strangers One Podcast, and we are now officially Two Strangers One Podcast, no longer Chris and Kristen Two Strangers One Podcast, as of the request of Miss Kristen. Let me see what else. If you don't have an iPhone, iPad, iPod, you can find us on the Stitcher app. That's STITCHER, the Stitcher app. If you have an Android tablet, Android phone, I'm pretty sure that works some way to get it into Chromecast or something like that. You can stream us there. What else? Holy shit.
it's a mouthful.
Yeah, and you could also find us on Twitter at Stranger Podcast, no S in the middle, just at Stranger Podcast. And of course, Facebook.com/Two Strangers One Podcast, which is pretty much the one that gets updated. That's like the one thing that like I pay attention to. We've been invited to join. Damn, I can't believe I lost the page right now. But we were invited to join other local Rochester podcasts. And I guess we're going to look more into that. But, basically, we're going to touch upon that maybe in the next episode or something like that. We haven't.
Yeah, we're going to touch upon that in the next episode because we really got to. I don't like to just join something and, like, all of a sudden it's just like some, something stupid. We'll just take a look at it, and if it's good, then it's good. If it's not, then, we're not going to be a part of it. So.
But if the guys from that from those pages are listening, thank you. And thank you for the invite at the very least. And asking us to join your family, and we're going to do a little homework, and we'll see what happens. And that's about it.
Chris is going to do the homework.
Homework, sitting around listening to fucking podcasts all day.
So for me, you can find me on Twitter at Paul Pascrillo. I'm going to announce this here because, well, I want people to listen.
Exclusive.
Because ToonamiFaithful.com is up on Toonami, I kind of feel like I need to come out of private and not have my Twitter private, which means you can actually retweet me and whatever. I will actually come out of private and make my Twitter public. So at Paul Pascrillo, that's probably going to happen next year sometime. Probably at the beginning of the year. I just don't want to do it right now because I'm lazy. Let me see what else.
Start
you can find me
with a bang, I guess.
You can find me on Tumblr at paulpascrillo.tumblr.com. I've actually been posting some stuff up there. I try to post the podcast up there when it's released. I don't think I did this latest one, but I will get it up. That's what she said. And I'm trying to think. Hey, ToonamiFaithful.com. I don't want to say an official fan page, but hey, we have validation now that we're one of the best out there. So please do come to the site, ToonamiFaithful.com. Check it out for yourself. And, we'll have, for those of you that do like Samurai Jack, because I did want to bring it up on the show because I think a lot of people that do listen probably do like Samurai Jack. If you are looking for information on it and its return, keep an eye on our site because we'll definitely have information about that. So I think that's about it because we need to really get going.
Yeah. We definitely hope you guys enjoyed listening and had as much fun as we did recording. Thank you for listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
Don't be a stranger.
Peace. We're out.
Bye. You should be fapping. Bitches.
All right, here we go, man. Go ahead. You want to read
Double Jackpot.
What is it?
It is a self-published book by Christopher Cologne.
Chris Cologne? Smells good to me.
But
Look at her. That broke that fucking cold little exterior. He's like, hee.
But it is spelled C-O-L-O-N.
Him punny.
But Double Jackpot is a book about a comic book artist, Eric, who is in a loveless relationship with a materialistic
I feel you, Eric.
Lynette.
Fucking, are you sure I didn't write this? Sounds hauntingly familiar.
He starts cheating on his girlfriend with a more creatively supportive woman, Nadia.
Well, I gotta meet her. Where's the Nadia?
There's your summer girlfriend.
Summer Nadia is Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, I think Nadia spelled with an A.
All right.
Both Lynette and Nadia play the double jackpot, the largest payout in lotto history, much like the recent Powerball. Both girls play his birth date as the winning numbers. Eric is now stuck between two of the country's richest women. Who will he choose? It's not that simple. This is a clever fucking idea,
Yeah,
man.
it is.
Look at her, fucking. She's impressed.
I am.
She got some summer reading. Christopher Cologne smells real lovely with an original idea. This is. I've never heard this before.
I haven't either. This is a self-published book, much in the indie spirit as Kev's Clerks.
Oh, you don't even need to name check me. This is just a good idea. You could stand on your own, man. You don't even have to be like, hey, remember Clerks? This is nothing like that. This is way more original than Clerks. This is a good idea, man. Why didn't I think of this?
I need something to read. This book is part of the Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games Trilogy Book 2. Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon.
Right on, man. It's part of a trilogy. This is the first part.
Way to write, man.
He's seeking a literary agent. Motherfuckers, anybody out there? There ain't no literary agents listening to the show. I assure you, sure. But somebody know a literary agent? Hook a motherfucker up! Chris Cologne come up with an original idea. I should tell Raskin. That's a good fucking idea, to be honest with you. That's a fucking rom-com right there. Megan, get Raskin on the phone. Isn't it possible to get Raskin on the phone? No?
Yeah.
I want to run it past him, man. And if it happens, I get a taste, Chris Cologne. I get a whiff, if you will.
The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com.
That's lulu.com.
I understand that. I just want to spell it out.
Normally one says it that spells it. Still, lulu.com. What is that? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. All right. The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com. Search for Double Jackpot Christopher Cologne. A paperback version of the book is $15 and a PDF file is only $5.
$5 is
Yeah.
insanely inexpensive. 15's not even that bad for a paperback version.
No.
This is $1 million idea right here. Like a movie about a dude who fucking is stuck between two chicks, both of who play his birthday and win the lottery. Come on! I can see that trailer. Chris Cologne is on to something. Nobody else can smell it but me.
I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm going to make that smelly joke.
I know. You're trying to get me to laugh again.
It worked once. Double Jackpot is a self-published book by Chris Cologne, man. It's the first book in his Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games trilogy. Book 2, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, should be coming out soon. Get all the information at Chris Cologne, like a motherfucker.
I will
his
totally
book,
read this.
Double Jackpot. I'm serious. I'm going to recommend that to fucking Raskin. How is that not a movie? You know what I'm saying? This could be a sexy movie. You could do an R-rated version. There could be nudie in it, and you could saw him fucking both chicks. Maybe a little penetration? Maybe a butthole shot? No butthole, no care?
I would like to formally apologize to Christopher Cologne. Right
No,
now,
sex sells. Chris Cologne will appreciate that. He's like, thanks for throwing a few buttholes in there, man.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonePodcast.net, your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonepodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.